Hello my friends, my name is Lindsey and I run the blog Books for Christian Girls, and welcome to or welcome back to the little corner of the internet where I talk mainly about Christian fiction. Today is a video I never do. Rarely ever do I do this kind of video, and that is an upcoming TBR video. It's kind of August's TBR, but it's a very hopeful TBR because I don't think I'm going to be getting to all of these books at all. But then there's also two readathons coming up. The Olympics readathon, which Holly and Jane are hosting. They posted, they're hosting. That's what I meant. And then also there is the Keep Me in Suspense readathon happening that Caitlin, Amanda, and Jane are doing. And I was like, hey, these all look so much fun. Will I do it? We'll see. I'm going to attempt to maybe start a reading vlog next week. And then we'll just kind of add it in if I can. We'll see. Life's crazy. Life is crazy. We are trying to figure out everything. So we'll see. And I do fully know that last time I said, oh, I'm going to join in on a readathon, and then I promptly was not in the mood for any of those books. And being a mood reader, that decides my books. The books I'm going to read. So we'll see how this goes. You know, I'm hopeful. Maybe naively hopeful, but I'm hopeful. So let's first do the new releases coming out. Hi my friends, this is Editing Lindsey. Please excuse my appearance. Just got home from running some errands and I am in the middle of editing this video. And I realized I totally forgot to give my normal disclaimer of I haven't read any of these books. Therefore, I don't know what the content is in them. Hopefully they're great and we're going to hear me fangirl about them in upcoming recent reads. But I don't know. So take what I'm saying about these books with a grain of salt. Please don't decide oh, Lindsey's talking about them, they must be good. No, I've read real duds on this channel for all the years I've been on it. So, grain of salt there. These are ones I am hopeful for. I hope they will be great. And hopefully they will be. So, continuing on to the video. So my copy is actually, I think, in my mailbox and I need to go get it. But Where Darkness Cannot Follow by A.M. Daylin. This is a Christian YA fantasy book and I am really excited that this is the author's debut book. I backed it on Kickstarter. I'm super intrigued about it. So maybe that one. I don't think that will fit for any of the readathon prompts. But regardless, I want to read it soon. Tracking Tilly by Janice Thompson is releasing on August 1st. So I'm definitely going to be reading that one very, very soon. That probably will be happening very, very soon. Because I am very, very excited about that one. It's releasing soon. I've got to review it. All that kind of fun stuff. Towards the end of August, August 20th, Target Acquired by Lynette Eason is releasing, and I definitely want to read that one right there around release day. I have an advanced reader copy of it, and I'm so excited for that. So I'm going to read that one, and that one may fit with the Keep Me in Suspense readathon, so perhaps that. And then Ignite by Swanson is also coming out on the 20th, so maybe I'll read that one. I feel like I need to finish the Dust duology though. I think I still have Shadow to read. So I feel like I ought to read that one before I read her new book. But we'll see. It's just going to be with how the mood strikes. Those are the ones releasing in August coming up here. But then also in September, there is A Token of Love by Carrie Turansky releasing on the 3rd. And I think I'm going to be getting to that one there at the end of August as well. So those. And then I've got just this other stack of books I've been eyeballing and wanting to read. So let's talk about those and then we'll try to figure out what works for the reading challenges. I wasn't kidding when I said I have a stack. This was supposed to be my July stack. That didn't happen. I read other books, which is fine. That happens. That happens. It's fine. But this is my stack. So where should we start? Let's start at the beginning. The Great Date Experiment by Ashley Mays. I have started this so many times that I haven't finished it. Why? Started it as in I've read the first 2 pages, which counts as starting it, but I just haven't read it. I am a really big ebook reader and I don't have this book available on ebook to me on any platform, so I haven't read it yet, but I am very, very excited for this one. It is contemporary YA. And then I have a contemporary fantasy book I'd like to get to, which is Ember in the Mist by Brendilynn Mantey-Annor. I'm so sorry, I don't think I pronounced the author's name right at all. This cover though, oh, so exciting about this one. I do have this one on Kindle, so I should be getting to this one soon, I hope, because it sounds really interesting. And then also I have as an ebook. I prefer ebook reading, okay? Don't judge me. And that is Talon by Jayden Jelso. This is a Christian dystopian book. I need more dystopian books in my life. I am waiting for that dystopian bug to hit though, and then I'm going to read this one. because I have a very small amount of Christian dystopian books. So when I find one, I hold on to it until I get hit with that let's overthrow the government vibe that I just love in dystopian books. Also, because I just finally talked about the prior series in my last recent reads, which was my last video, I think, I get to finally start the Return to the Four Kingdoms series by Melanie Cellier. So I own the first 3 books, but they're all available on Kindle Unlimited. So The Secret Princess is a retelling of The Goose Girl. I'm not as excited for that one, but I'm excited to see these characters again, so I think it will work out. And then The Mystery Princess is a Cinderella retelling. Yes! Yes, please. And then The Desert Princess is a retelling of Aladdin, which I'm very curious about, because I don't feel like I know the story of Aladdin that well. Like, obviously I know the Disney movie, but I don't even know that well. And then the other ones I can't think. Book 6 is a Rapunzel retelling, which I'm excited for. Book 4 and 5, I don't remember what they are, but there's the covers. I want to get to that whole series pretty soon because I'm very excited to continue my binge reading of her fairy tale retelling books. So, yes. Because of You by Hannah Curry. This is a contemporary YA Christian book with no romance in it about a girl who goes on a mission trip to Thailand. And I just am so fascinated by that. I really wanted to read this one in July because this was the anniversary this week. Maybe I could get to it this week. Maybe. This is the anniversary of when I went to China on a student trip. And that was just unbelievably amazing. That was in 2016. So, yeah, it's been 8 years, which is so hard to believe. But I do want to get to this one very soon. This Life of Mine by Victoria Lynn. This is the second book in this series, and I really enjoyed book 1. Book 3 is releasing, I believe, later this year. I think she said November. Is that right? Am I making that up? I could be totally making that up. But I believe it's coming out later this year. So I want to catch up and read this one. I feel like this one's going to like rip my heart out. I feel like it's just going to rip my heart out. But I am excited for it. But I have to be emotionally strong enough for it. I have to be emotionally strong enough for it. So we'll see. For a Clean Regency book, A Game of Hearts by Joanna Barker. This has to do with archery. As you can tell from the front cover, I have such high expectations for this book. Such high. So I am definitely going to be reading this one during the Olympic time because archery is my favorite sport to watch with the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. So very excited for that. Chromatic by Ashley Bustamante. This is going to be a buddy read with Holly and Celestia, but I don't know when we're buddy reading it, so I'm just keeping it in this pile for whenever we read it. This is the third book and the final book in the Color Theory series. So the author, okay, I just got to point this out because this is just a chatty, fun, quick video, right? The author actually put a recap for what happened in book 1 and 2 on her Instagram before this one released, like right before, the day before, something like that. And I need more authors to do that, please. Let me just shout it from the rooftop. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for doing a recap and that kind of thing. Because I really, really appreciate that. Protector by Megan Scarlett is a Christian YA dystopian retelling with Esther vibes. Enough said, really want to get to that one soon. Trust the Stars by Trisha Goyer. This is, I think it's dual time period, and maybe it's not, maybe it is. The back cover doesn't sound, oh wait, yes it is, yes it is, okay. And I don't know, princessy vlogger vibes? Yes, so my one thing with that is that these 2 books, Protector and Trust the Stars, I don't have as ebook copies. So they unfortunately get pushed down the totem pole because I do most of my reading at night in bed on my phone. So I don't read a lot during the day. Life just, it's too busy for me to do that nowadays. So these will probably, they'll happen at some point. I just don't know when. And then also Heart of the Sea by Mariah Chavez. This is, I think it's just clean fantasy, but it has to do with like pirates and stuff. And I was like, hey, that sounds fascinating. And I have this one on Kindle. So I was like, hey, maybe yes. So these are my stack of random hopefuls, but I think, there's my stack. Oh, that was awkward. Hi, me again. A quick thing. So in this next part of this video, you're going to hear me talk about how excited I was for the Olympics. And yes, well, this was before the opening ceremony. The disastrous, disgusting, disappointing, disgraceful opening ceremony. So that whole excitement kind of aged like milk, if you will. That was just, it was so disappointing. We could talk more about that, but honestly, I think we've all had it in our feed a gazillion times. Like literally my feed has been literally nothing like that. Nothing but that. So that's when our friend Daisy's gonna pop in and show us cuteness. Hey girl, is you cute? Are you so happy? I love you. And so yes, there is that. So I totally understand why some people have boycotted the Olympics. I understand. So, you know, let's just maybe not get into it in the comments. What? What? You have opinions too? You have opinions too. There should be a barking beagle contest. You would get gold. Think she was offended. Okay, cool. So, yes, I know there's a lot of different people boycotting the Olympics, and that I totally understand that. So, just take my excitement for what it is. Hopefully, they will learn, and they aren't going to put any of this tomfoolery in baloney, as my southern Meemaw would say, in an Olympic event that's supposed to be family friendly ever again. Will they learn? We'll see. But yes, you're going to hear me talk about the excitement for the Olympics and the events I'm looking forward to. But please know that was prior, forgive the beagle, please know that was prior to the opening ceremony. That was a few days prior I filmed this video, so yes. Okay. I think that's a good enough disclaimer. I think all of y'all know that that is just a horrible opening ceremony and the things that were represented and just the disgrace. So we're not going to get into that anymore. But yes, okay, now continuing on. I hope you enjoyed the video. I think there may be some of these though that work for the readathon. So let's start with the Olympics readathon because I am so excited for this one. I actually messaged Holly last summer going, girl, when's that happening? I'm so excited. Are you going to do it again? And she said, yes, next year. And I went, what? I was so excited. I thought the Olympics were last year. So I've been waiting for these Summer Olympics. I don't know why I like the Olympics so much. I don't really have an athletic bone in my body, but I really like it. So let me know what y'all's favorite sport to watch in the Olympics is. And is it because you do that sport, or is it just because you're like, wow, that's cool? Let me know. I am always looking forward to archery. That is my favorite one to watch with the Summer Olympics. I will watch like all of the qualifyings and everything. I don't know why I like that one so much. I like archery, but like I've only done it a few times. So like I don't really think it's because like it's my sport or anything. And then of course we watched the women's gymnastics, the men's gymnastics. Last year, oh not last year, in the 2020 Olympics that were really in 2021 in Tokyo, my mom and I got really sucked in on the cycling. The men's cycling. I don't know why. I do not know why we were so sucked in, but we were just like in a trance. It was so therapeutic. I have no idea. The scenery all over Japan that they did, that was amazing. So I'm really curious about how that's going to be in France. And then I'm very curious about the surfing one because that's actually not going to be held in France. It's going to be held in the French Polynesian island of Tahiti, I think is the name of it. Oh no, my card's going full. Hang on, my friends. I'll be right back. New card put in. So, I'm very curious about surfing because apparently the waves are going to be crazy. And then, let's see, what are some other ones I'm looking forward to? I don't know, I like watching a little bit of everything, but those are probably my main ones. Archery, women's gymnastics. Oh, skateboarding. Skateboarding's always fun. That was new to the last Summer Olympics, and I don't know why, but that was just so much fun. Like, that was just so cool to see all the tricks and everything. I was just like, wow. I could never. The one time I got on a skateboard, I was 11 and I had a bruised tailbone for 2 weeks afterwards. It did not go well. So, I'm always impressed with that. And maybe some of the horses ones. I don't know which ones. I'm getting a lot of behind the scenes on my TikTok feed. And I just think it's all so fascinating. The organization and just seeing all the athletes excited and then the behind the scenes of like getting the horses to Paris and getting all the gear and like, I don't know, all of it. The behind the scenes, the Olympic Village, all of it. I'm just like, this is so cool. I'm really enjoying that. So definitely looking forward to the Olympics. But so Holly has this nice little graph here. And this is running the days of the Olympics. So July 26th to August 11th. So there's a little bit of an overlap. So I'm going to see maybe if I can overlap some of the prompts. We'll see. But the one thing I think I'll have the most difficulty getting is a book set in Paris or France. I feel like I'll just end up doing one set in Europe and it might be a Regency book. So I could count A Game of Hearts for that. Maybe. Because like ideally I want to go for gold. Always going to try to go for gold even though silver is more of my color really. But have y'all seen the medals? They have pieces of the Eiffel Tower in the medal. Like when they were renovating the Eiffel Tower, they took pieces and they put them into the metals, and they just look so pretty and beautiful, and it looks like a gemstone or something. I don't know. It's just really cool. So I want to go for gold. I want to go for gold. So ideally, I think I can get all these other ones. Gold on the cover, in all honesty. Heart of the Sea could count for that one. Or This Life of Mine. Let me pull that one. This Life of Mine has that gold cover, gold color on the font with the cover. And then Heart of the Sea also has the gold. So I might count one of these for my gold ones. And I mean, to be fair, even Trust the Stars has a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see it. It has a little bit. So one of those might count, but even like the fairy tale retellings, I'm sure one of those would count. So I think I can get gold on the cover well. But the set in Paris, set in France, set in Europe, probably going to end up doing Europe. And it will be a Regency book. So maybe a Game of Hearts would count for that, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then first book in a trilogy, I feel like I can connect that with the suspense. Keep Me in Suspense Readathon. So we'll discuss that in a second. Read for 3 hours straight. Typically, I could do that, but nowadays I haven't been doing that because life is life. So I may end up doing like the read for 2 hours straight. I think I can probably do that okay. And that should be no problem. And then watch 4+ events. I can definitely do that. So that is the plan for the Olympics Readathon. And then she's got these extra fun bonus ones that like they don't count for your points, but like you could just do it. So a book with water in the plot representing swimming. I have a suspense series for that. And then Hurdles, a book outside your comfort zone. These are all in my comfort zone, so I don't know if I'll get that one. I probably should have saved the Recorder trilogy, saved one of those for it, but I was just reading those because I was in the world, so I went ahead, so that didn't really work out. A book with a beach location? The Desert Princess by Melanie Cellier has sand. Does that they might have a beach. I don't know. That one I might have to figure out. Because of You by Hannah Curry, set in Thailand. That one might have a beach. I'll just have to read those and probably find out and then mark it for that. And then Equestrian, a book with a horse. I don't foresee any books with horses, but there could be. There could be. I don't know. And then Fencing, a book with a medieval setting. Particularly medieval, I don't know if that will count, but This Life of Mine is kind of that setting, so that might count. If I squint, it might work. So, moving on into the Keep Me in Suspense Readathon, I have a stack of potentials for that. Are you shocked? No. My TBR is ridiculous. Okay, so here's some of my options for Keep Me in Suspense. I have a whole shelf of suspense books. That is a genre I typically like. I haven't been in the mood for it lately, though. Like, I read a few hard-hitting suspense books. Was that in June, maybe it was? And then I was just like, you know, I just want fluff, fairy tale funness. So Keep Me in Suspense Readathon I want to participate in, but I don't know if I actually will. It's really going to depend on my mood, but I really like the idea of it. So the first one is Partner in Solving Crime, a book from a favorite author. My top 2 favorite authors don't write in the suspense genre, but for the suspense genre, I do have a couple authors I always look out for their books for, so I guess you could call them my favorites in that series, but like in that genre, but it's not like every book is a smashing success for me, but we could say Lynette Eason for that. And her new book, Target Acquired, is releasing in August, so I'll probably count that one. Race Against Time, a book under 250 pages. I don't particularly have one for that. I've got a couple love-inspired suspense books I could read, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on that. That one's going to be kind of a happens in the moment kind of thing. And then Rookie Officer, first book in a series. I have options. Do I have options? Huh. Okay, I always thought Thicker Than Blood and Bound by Guilt by C.J. Darlington were suspense, and I have had them with my suspense books for years, but I don't think they actually are suspense books. The UPC thing is covered, so I don't know. Well. Huh. I just always thought these were suspense. Huh. Cool spines. Love how they look like old books. I don't know now. We'll put those to the side. Huh. Okay then. Well, that's odd. So, moving on. First book in a series, I have the Dive Team Investigators series by Lynn H. Blackwell. I read the author's other trilogy, and I liked elements of it, but there were some things that I didn't care for it. But then her new trilogy, or her new series, the first book I really ended up enjoying. And I know this series will probably be more like the other trilogy. So I'm curious what I'll think about it. I have heard some pretty good things about it, but they are Dive Team Investigators, hence the title of the series. And we saw them in the other series. So I'm curious about it. I've always been curious. And I think it's the second book in the series. One of the main girls in this trilogy is adopted from China. And I just really love seeing that. And I'm even more interested in the series because of that. So we will see if I'll get to these, but I have pretty high hopes, and because they deal with water, I can count it for the bonus prompt for the Olympics readathon with the swimming one. Thinking outside the box there. Okay, call for backup, a friend recommendation. If I'm found, what? No, If I Run by Terry Blockstock. I have the whole trilogy. I have heard basically all my booktuber friends love this book. So if I don't like it, I'm gonna get booed. But I'm curious about it. I've heard it's really suspenseful, really good. You want to have all 3 books on hand. Well, I have all 3 books on hand, and I'm curious about it. I don't know. I've had so many people say, Lindsey, you have to read it. You're going to really enjoy it. I can't recall if I've ever read, like fully read the Terry Blockstock book. I feel like maybe I've done a novella. Maybe one a long, long time ago, and I just don't remember. That's what Goodreads is for. But this is the series I've heard so many people talk about, and I've owned them, and they've been staring at me for years. So, we'll see. Basically, the girl walks in on finding a body, and she runs away, so the police don't think it was her, but I don't get that logic. I don't get that logic, so I'm very curious, like, how are we gonna make this work where I don't get annoyed at her in that regard? But I've always heard people talk so good about this series, this trilogy. Maybe I will finally read it. And then Means, Motive, and Opportunity, a book you already own and that you are dying to read. Honestly, I can't say I am dying to read any suspense book right now, but I'm just not currently in the mood for it. But I feel like any of these books would fit. And then also Active Defense, Hostile Intent by Lynette, Eason, and Breach of Trust by Rachel Dillon. These are all ones I've started the series and I haven't finished. But again, dying to read is like, you know, like, so excited kind of thing. And I can't say I feel that way with any of them currently. But that could change by the time August rolls around. So, we'll see. So that is my little prompts for that. So there is my giant stacks of books. Am I getting to all these books in the next 6 weeks? No. No, I am not. Well, 5 weeks. 5 weeks, that's even worse. So definitely not. But these are the ones I'm intrigued on reading and I hope to read soon. Am I sure that I will get distracted by other books, particularly Kindle Unlimited books? Yes, I am positive that will happen. But as long as I'm reading, you know, that's the important thing. As long as I'm reading and it counts towards my reading challenge on Goodreads, I can't beat myself up too much. So that is my potential stacks. Let me know if y'all have read any of these, if y'all are participating in the readathons. Let me know if y'all have any books that you recommend that are set in Paris. I feel like I've got some historical fiction, so like the Paris Dressmaker by Christy Cambron. And then, man, I feel like there's a couple others. I feel like there is a couple others on my physical TBR I'll have to look at. But let me know if y'all have any suggestions. Perhaps Regency. If I can be specific, it can be clean or Christian. Just like, you know, clean. Let me know. Contemporary even with Paris. Let me know if y'all have any Paris book recommendations or just France. That's fine too. That's the one I'm not positive about. So we'll see how I do on that. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have read any of these. Do you want to read any of these? Have any of these caught your eye? Are there any you're just like, Lindsey, you gotta read them? Let me know. Get me excited for these books, y'all. Because like my one stack I'm excited for, but my suspense books I'm not necessarily in the mood for right now. I've just been wanting like light, fluffy, fun books. So we'll see if I get to these. But I love the idea of the Keep Me in Suspense readathons. So hopefully I can join it. But I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely lovely rest of your day. I said that weird. I hope you have an absolutely lovely rest of your day. There, let's say it properly. And I will see y'all next time. I am Lindsey from the Vlog Books for Christian Girls.blogspot.com, where there's a new review every Monday and Friday. I try to post a new video on this channel every Friday, and then I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Goodreads, so we can share about books here, there, and everywhere. I will see y'all next time. Bye!